In Crusader Kings 3, you work hard for the land you conquer. So wouldn't it be nice to get the maximum possible value from that land? Well now, with the governing system of theocracy, you can. Theocratic vassals are a type of vassalage in CK3 that pays you tax and levies based off your ruler's devotion. If you're a very religious person, you can easily get this tax value to up to 55% of their income, and with just a few perks, it's actually possible to get that value over 100%. You heard that right, people. It is possible to get all of the value from your land even if it's under control of a vassal. I know what you're thinking, where's the catch? Well, the thing is, unless you're starting as one of the few realms that already has a theocratic vassal, it can be a little tricky to create more of these guys. Luckily for you, in this video I'm going to be going over all of the tricky, exploity ways you can create these vassals in territories where they have no right to exist. If you want to learn more about breeding these guys once you have one, or how you should use them properly to get the maximum return from your holdings, I just released this video where I play a game using only theocratic vassals and I end up making insane amounts of money doing it. So let's not waste any more of your time and get into all the ways you can create theocratic vassals in CK3. So we already touched on this one, but the first way you can get a theocratic vassal is by starting as a realm that already has them employed. A theocratic vassal is originally created in both start dates when there's a county that doesn't have a castle as its capital, but instead a temple. As far as I'm aware, there are only 5 independent realms that have at least one theocratic vassal employed in the 867 start date. They are East and West Francia, Lotharingia, Italy, and the Pala Kingdom. If you're going with the later start date, then theocratic vassals become a little more common with another 3 or 4 more realms having 1 or more starting vassals. But if you clicked on this video, you probably want to know how you can create theocratic vassals from scratch. So let's get into exactly how we can accomplish that. Okay, let's get into the juicy stuff. The best thing about theocratic vassals for me is that they can pretty much be set up in any region in the game. All you need to do it is a player who follows a theocratic religion. Okay. And you need to have revocable realm priests. So if your religion doesn't have the ability to get rid of your realm priest, you can always reform it for a little bit of piety in order to pick that up, because in order to create a theocratic vassal, one way is to pause the game, fire your religious council member, make sure you keep this guy pinned or open up his character screen before, because it can be a little bit difficult to find them once you actually fire them. And now you should see that when you right click on him, you'll have the option to grant him as many domains as your heart desires, turning him into a theocratic vassal. Why stop there? There's an even wackier way for you to create theocratic vassals, and to pull it off, you'll need to be quick after winning a war with your enemies. So now switching over to everyone's favorite Viking.
Hello everyone, my name is Koi-Fish.
I'm going to show you how to do it. First of all you need to do is win a war. Then, right when you get to this point of accepting peace demands, all you need to do is enforce your demands, and now you should be left with all of the land you just declared war for as your personal domain. However, the big difference between this land and the land we held before is that in the new territory, we haven't had a chance to lease these temples out to my realm priest. And you guessed it, you can actually use these guys to grant any combination of counties you want. So if you just declared war for a region with 6 temples, boom, there you go, you now have 6 theocratic vassals ready to be granted land to. However, do be a little bit careful about restarting the game. I think it lasts a month, but after that period, it'll then replace all of these guys with your realm priest whom you can't actually grant territory to. Okay, this final option is definitely the most tricky to pull off, but it should work just as well as the other ones when necessary. To start off, you're going to need to either be a member of or convert to a religion that has lay clergy as its clerical tradition. I know this is a little counterintuitive, as this whole time I've been telling you that in order to use Theocratic Vassals, you have to be following a theocratic religion. Just hear me out. Now that you have lay clergy, you will personally get control of all the temple holdings in the counties that you have. This next part is really important, so don't forget it. In the county you want to grant to a theocratic vassal, you need to make sure to switch the county capital from that castle holding to the temple holding. This will make it so that when you grant this county to a religious candidate, make sure they follow a theocratic faith, they will now become your theocratic vassal. However, if we look at the tax here that they're paying us, it's not very much. This is because you're still following your lay clergy religion, which makes any religious vassals who aren't part of that religion hate you. So just be sure to convert back to your religion after you created this theocratic vassal, and their tax should get up to speed as soon as you start raising that level of devotion. It's really important to note that for any of these methods, you are just creating one or two of these theocratic vassals. If you want to be able to set them up permanently in a way they continuously generate more and more theocratic vassals, you have to make sure to give them enough land that it will put them above their domain limit. This will make it so that when they get control of their new realm, they'll have to grant away some of the temples in those counties. And those temples will be granted to other theocratic vassals, which then you can use to grant your newly conquered territories to. Alright guys, that should be everything you need to know in order to start really pumping gold out of your giant kingdoms and empires in Crusader Kings 3. If you need more of a guide on how you can get this tax bonus from 55% when you're at your highest devotion to the possible 100% vassal tax, be sure to check out this video where I play an entire game using theocratic vassals as my only vassal type.